Tree Talking Time is brought to you by Conkey's Outdoors. Get all your hound hunting needs at conkeys.com. Welcome to Tree Talking Time, where we talk all things tree dogs, from the smallest fights to the largest hounds, treating squirrels to bears and everything in between. And from time to time, we might even run a little fast game.
Well, I was about 10 years old, and I had a dog. He was a big old black and tan, block-headed, just a nice size. He's probably 75, 80 pounds. Bobtailed, what y'all in the hounds call a high tan.
Okay.
Big old pretty thing. And this was I'd been hunting, but I never really hog hunted, but I never really took my own dog, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he was 8 months old, and I was with him, and we was waiting by the truck. Well, they ran into a bay, and he had never seen a hog, nothing. And he was stuck up me, man. All he did was just sit at my feet and stare at me. He didn't notice anything around me.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided I was going to get into that bay because they kept getting stuck in them. I could hear them screaming. They couldn't get in there. It was so thick. And so we ran in there, and I run into that bay, and I get to the bay, and then I'm like, well, I beat them all there, and I'm like, well, what am I going to do now? And I'm sitting there, and that dog, his name was Mullet, was just sitting there. Sitting there just sitting down at my feet, just looking up at me. And I looked down at him and I said, catch him, son. Come on, man, catch him. I'll get agging him up. And he's still just staring at me. And then I turn his head. And he sees them dogs barking and that. It's about a 160, 180 pound little old boar hog. And he slowly walks up to it, trying to see what's going on. And looking at that dog barking, and he gets about probably 3 inches from that hog's nose and goes to sniff him, and that hog hit him. And as soon as that hog hit him, he caught him. I'm talking just boom, caught him. And I got so excited that I was standing there. They right as he caught him, my buddies and stuff, and my dad's buddy, they run in there, and as soon as they caught him, they had got in there, and they said that they turned around, and I was just standing there shaking and crying, just crying, shaking. I was so excited.
Mm-hmm. Man, that's pretty cool.
I was just sitting there, I'm talking, they said that I looked like I had been frostbit or something. I was just sitting there shaking with tears rolling down my face. I was so ramped up.
Who would ever thought, an 8-month-old puppy that's never seen a hog is going to catch it first time out there? Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. And also, with your first hunt with taking your own dog in there.
Yes, sir. I mean, I had went where family, had their dogs, dogs that I grew up around, dogs that I've been around, but he was my dog. You know?
There's a difference.
And it was, trust me. I'd seen plenty of hogs get caught, but when I saw that, I was amped up, man.
That's pretty cool. Well, why don't you introduce yourself, Reed?
Well, Reed Sikes. I'm from North Florida, I like to say, because I've lived just about in North Central Florida. I've lived just about in all the towns around here. And I raised old stock mountain curs and mainly Florida cracker curs.
As soon as you told me that you had Florida cracker curs, I was like hooked, because I'm like, all right, I don't know much about Florida cracker curs, and I was like, I want to talk to somebody about them. So the minute you said that, I was like, we're doing a podcast because I want to know about them.
They're definitely different. I mean, I've been around my dad. He raised foxhounds and for field trials and stuff. And and he raised it. We had everything from Julys to Walkers to Goodmans to Triggs.
Okay.
And I've been around a lot of dogs all over the place, and there just really ain't nothing like them.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the way, my biggest thing with them is they're extremely intelligent, and they're a different type of intelligent than the mountain curs. They're like a human. They 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 get their feelings hurt. They're just different. Not to mention they got a insane heart. Their heart is just something that can't be matched.
Mm-hmm.
They care, they really love. If that makes sense. Like we have multiple. My uncle's got two actually right now. That them straight catch. Now if they get in there, they ain't gonna bark. They straight catch.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and big old dogs, block-headed dogs, and they flat out won't catch a hog under 50 pounds. They won't touch them. They won't do nothing with them. If it's under 50 pounds, they just look at it. They might swat it and hold it down on the ground, but they ain't gonna bite it.
Yeah. Interesting. You would think a dog that's willing to catch a big hog would catch a little one.
You would think it. Now, some of them, don't get me wrong, some of them, their eyes will roll back in their head if they see even the littlest hog,
Yeah.
But they just have a different heart for them than most dogs.
And you not only hog hunt with these Florida Cracker curs, you also work cows, don't you?
Yes, sir. I work cows with them. And, yeah, I mean, I can go, they're so intelligent that I can go work cows and in the same pasture that night go out and hog hunt with them.
That's pretty impressive.
Yes, sir. And they're ringing dogs, so they ring the cows,
So they circle.
And kind of like yes, they're kind of like they work cows kind of like a Catahoula or a blackmouth,
Mm-hmm.
Except if you need to, they got a little bit more bite to them.
Okay.
They're a little bit, they're from Florida. I'm sure you've heard of Florida woods cows. They are something, so they got a little bit more bite to them. But that's the way I like them.
Mm-hmm. What size do most of your dogs run?
Well, the males, I don't want a male dog under 50 or 60 pounds, and that's small,
Okay.
We've had them, and I know a lot of people don't say a big dog can't go, like they can't get to, but, there's oddities. Our dogs, we've had male dogs 120 pounds, but just built right, They just tall and leggy and big bones, big headed, that can go all day.
Interesting. I've always heard that exactly as you said, big dogs aren't going to go.
Yes, sir. Now they're a different kind of big dog though. They're not the same kind of big dog as you. They carry it well. They're built to carry that weight. You know what I mean? The ones that are that size are built to carry it. They can carry it. They move just like my biggest thing is I'm not looking at the size of a dog. I'm not looking at, honestly, I'm not even, it can have, obviously I want a longer legged dog, but it can be a little bit shorter legged, but I'm more of looking at the way it moves.
Mm-hmm.
If it's moving like it's floating, like it's on a hoverboard, that dog's still going to be able to go. If every movement is efficient, if every movement is aligned with each other, it's more like even when it's walking, it looks like it's in a trot,
Mm-hmm.
That dog's still going to be able to go, even if he ends up being 95 pounds. You know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying.
And that's some of the things that a lot of people don't really, people look at it, but that's truly, I'm fine with a dog that really ain't built right if he can still move, because he can still get the job done,
Mm-hmm.
Our dogs have been line bred heavy, they're for a long time. We've tried to keep them as pure as possible. So we are getting them now. Most of our dogs are still built really good, but we're starting to get some come a little bit shorter legged than I like.
Yeah.
I'll be the first one to admit that our dogs are not perfect by no means. Um, some of them are a little bit shorter legged than I would want, but they can still move.
Hmm.
They can still go as long as they can still move efficiently. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Now, do you know any of the history on the Florida Cracker curse?
I know a little bit. Not, I'm not the expert now. If you want to talk history, my uncle could sit there and talk your ears off for a while about both histories, the mountain cur and the cracker curse. Um, but uh, they were ours, ours. Now there's other people that have cracker curs that are different than ours.
Okay.
Ours are they're the original partner stuff, and what I mean by original means they came from Henry Partner, not his son.
Okay.
His son got them when Henry died. There wasn't very many of them left, of his old stock, and so I think there were some crosses made into them. I don't know that, I wasn't there,
Hmm.
but the new Parton dogs are different than ours a little bit. I mean, and they're still Florida curs, but they're different.
I understand. I actually had a conversation recently with somebody saying where there were some crosses and some other breeds of dogs, and it's like you can tell there were some crosses made because all of a sudden certain lines of dogs look different
Oh yeah,
pretty
I
quickly, and
mean
it's like that doesn't just happen overnight for no reason.
that's right. That is the truth. I mean, our dogs can come. We've even our dogs are usually I like a red ringneck dog or a red dog with what I call like a bald face mask.
Okay, yeah.
Um, a brindle dog. We get brindle dogs, brindle ringneck dogs. We get those black dogs with brindle feet, black and tan dogs, black and silver dogs. We get a good variety, and we've even got dogs that are white with brindle patches on them.
Man, you
You
get
can get,
quite the array of colors.
yeah, you can get just about anything from them, like a kind of like a Catahoula dog. But I'm just because we don't look at color. I mean, you can get a leopard dog,
Hmm.
um, or a merle dog, whatever you want to call it. But that's because if it's color, that's the last thing I'm looking at. If he came out purple and he could work a hog or work a cow, he's gonna stay with me,
Yeah.
And if he's good enough, I might breed him.
Hmm.
So I think I think that's where a lot of the differences have came in. I think that's why one of the reasons why we kept them, why they kept that heart and that ability to understand you just by talking. They can. I swear these dogs can speak English. Um, just the ability to know exactly what you're saying, no
Hmm.
matter what it is you say, and just you can go work cows with them. You can go catch a hog with them, and in the middle of catching a hog, if you got a smart enough one, you can say, "Hey, go tree me a coon. Put him on a track. Tree me that coon." Like you can do that with these dogs
Hmm.
if you take enough time with them. You can do anything and drop it on a dime with them, and that's the difference. Um, so I think that's where a lot of it's lost is people because no matter what, if you kick a color out, if you breed something out, you're not just losing that one singular thing.
Oh yeah.
So you don't know what else. It could be good, other good things, or it could be bad. You don't know, but
Hmm.
you're gonna lose more than what you are just seeing with your eyes.
Oh yeah.
So I try to not look at color whatsoever. Now, obviously, I don't want a bunch of leopard dogs because if I have a bunch of leopard dogs, that leopard gene's so strong, I'll end up and breed a bunch of leopard dogs. I'll end up with almost nothing but leopard dogs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, little things like that. But other than that, I don't look at color
Hmm.
at all. We get yellow dogs with white ringnecks, a lot of ringneck dogs we
Okay.
get. Like a white stripe or a white ringneck. We get black dogs with white ringnecks or even mostly all black.
Hmm.
but my preferred is a red dog.
Yeah.
That's my. That's what I like.
I might have
Preferably.
a little bit of an affinity for a red dog.
Yeah.
I got one out here that's. I get compliment on how pretty of a red bone he is, but he's actually a red merle dog.
Yeah. I grew up. One of the big dogs. One of our bigger. Every dog, almost every dog we got right now goes back to this dog some way, shape, or form. The dog that my dad actually had named Rojo, and I grew up with him, and he was a big old pretty red, dark red ringneck dog. And
Nice.
that might be one of the reasons why I'm so sweet on them
Yeah.
red ringneck dogs. I just think they're pretty.
Now you've kind of told me before that your family's had this line of dogs for a pretty long time, haven't they?
Yes, sir. I am the third or fourth generation. I can't remember. I think it's the third generation. Um, my grandpa got them probably 70 years ago.
Wow.
No, not 70, not 70. It's a shorter amount of time. He got
Okay.
them, but his family, he's always messed with them. It's been my grandpa had them.
Okay.
It's been I don't know how long it's been. Truly, he's had them. He was around them his whole life. Um, he got them. He had to get rid of them and then get back into them.
Okay.
Um, when he was a young man, but other than that, we've had them straight.
Nice.
Um, they're good dogs, you know.
Hmm.
Um, but they
Now, have you only ever hog hunted and worked cows with them, or have you ever used them on anything else?
I've ran deer with them. I've done just about anything with them. I was a when I was a little boy. I would run. I didn't care what we was getting after, as long as we was getting after something in the woods.
Yeah.
I mean, I ran deer with them. I've treed coons, possums, house cats, bobcats. Uh, I've ran deer, rabbits with them. I've done everything with them. Anything you could possibly. I've ran them in fox pens. I've, I've, eh, I've done just about anything you can possibly think of. Any game animal in Florida, I've probably ran it with one of those dogs.
But they seem to do all right on various different kinds of games. Then.
They do whatever you want them. I tell everybody, whatever you want them to do, they'll do it.
Nice.
Yeah, they'll do whatever you want them to do.
Hmm.
You just gotta. If you spend time with them, that's the thing. You gotta spend time with them. You have to. You have to because they want to build a connection. And
Yeah.
if you can't build a connection with them, they're not gonna work for you. You
Hmm.
got to build a connection with them. You got to build a bond with them. Um, now if you build a bond with them, they will whatever you want. Whatever it is that you want to do, that's what they'll do. Whatever it is to please you, that's what they're gonna do.
Hmm. I've heard the same about some other cur guys have told me different lines of dogs and different breeds of dogs were the same way, but and they said the same thing. That dog has to be your best friend, and if it becomes your best friend, that dog will do anything you want it to do.
That's right. I mean, I have some. We have old gold nugget and blondie bred Kimmer dogs and some butcher stock mountain curs that came straight off of Glen Overstreet's North Fork Nig. He was off of Busher Sam.
Hmm.
And they're the same way. I mean, you gotta build a bond with them. You gotta spend time with them.
Yeah,
You
for
gotta
sure.
take them with you. And if not too, you better do it because if not, you're dangerous with at least with the mountain curs, not the creek curs as much. But if you don't spend time with the mountain curs and give them a job, you're gonna flat out just want to kill one. They will get on your nerves so fast, and they will get on your nerves. If
Now,
you don't work them, they will get on your nerves.
now, what do you run your mountain curs on?
We run them on hogs, work cows with them. Um, coons, I'll coon hunt with them. Which, when I say coon hunt, that's really just go out at night and get on whatever we get on.
Yeah.
Uh, that could be anything, you know.
While I like to think I'm a little bit more of a purist when it comes to coon hunting now, there was a time that was me.
Yes, I mean, when I'm hog hunting, though, usually I'm hog hunting, you
Yeah.
know. But other than that, if I'm out coon hunting, it's because I can't go hog hunting,
Okay.
you know. Um, shoot, I've treed squirrels with my cracker curve.
Wow.
I mean, they've. Matter of fact, the other day I got a 13-year-old Jip that she stays in my house. She's my
Mm-hmm.
baby now. And the other day I was sitting outside, not thinking she's an old lady, you know. She don't,
Yeah.
and I'm just sitting there not paying attention. All of a sudden I hear a skirmish, and I see her just, I'm talking full out sprint, and just right as that dang fox squirrel goes to go at that tree, she caught him. And I was sitting there thinking, what? She's going to have a heart attack.
Yeah.
She keeps messing around like this. What is she doing? But she called him now. I mean, because them fox squirrels around here, they're about, I don't know about up there, whatever, but these fox squirrels that we have around here are dumb. Man, they're dumb. You'll be riding down the road, and one of them will be in the road, and instead of going back to the tree, he'll run down the road and try to outrun you.
Yeah.
And like I said, just about any game animal you can think of. We run coyotes.
Okay.
I got a buddy right now that's decoying coyotes with one of our mountain curs.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you can do whatever you want.
I like the versatility of cur dogs. It's one of the things that
Yes,
always
sir.
has drawn me to them. And I love seeing people that still use them for a lot of different purposes. You know,
Yes.
growing up, one of my favorite movies is Old Yeller. And granted, I realize the dog in the movie is not a cur dog, but
Yes.
the whole story is based on cur dogs. And so the idea of that dog and what all he can do is what cur dogs do. And so, like, the whole idea of it, I just love. Like I said, I
Yeah.
wish it was portrayed by a cur dog, but
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, honestly, I mean, don't get me wrong. You heard the story of me getting so amped up that I was crying. But if really, truthfully, if it was up to me, I'd only go hunting here and there. You know, I love it. I love it, but my thing is the dogs. You know,
yeah.
I'm trying to build something with these dogs. I'm trying to keep a legacy going. This was my grandfather's passion. And this is his legacy, you know, and I'm trying to keep that going. And I want to preserve them the way that a cur dog's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to be able to, I want to be able to do anything with these dogs. I want them to be a cur dog. I don't want, like a lot of these mountain curs, and I'm not trying to throw shade on nobody because it's your dog. You do whatever you want to with him. But a lot of these mountain curs now, I mean, you go by most, except for the timber curs are a little bit different, but they're getting there too. You got to buy mountain cur, you can't go work cows with that dog. And a lot of them, you can't do nothing but tree squirrels.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, and that's just not a mountain cur to me. That's not a cur dog to me.
Yeah.
And the black mouse, I mean, some of the black mouse bloodlines, you can't get them to tree nothing.
Yep.
All they want to do is work cows and they hogs, you know? So, I mean, it's just, I don't consider that a cur dog. I want my dogs to be able to do anything. I want them to, not to mention they make amazing protection dogs too.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to train them. None of this stuff you really have to train them with. All you got to do, even with the working on hunting, you don't got to train them to do nothing. All you got to do is spend time with them.
And just let them develop it naturally.
And That's right. Just take them. Just get them out there.
Conkey's Outdoors is proud to be a sponsor of Tree Talking Time. Family, hunting, tradition is the Conkey's motto. They understand the importance of passing down the tradition of hound hunting. They are a family-owned business that treats you like family. They also understand the importance of having the gear you need when you need it. Conkey's carries everything for your next hunt, and it ships to your door quick. They also offer great warranties on all tracking systems and financing options. Check them out at conkeys.com. You can also use the code TreeTalkingTime5 in all caps to save as well.
And like the protection part, you don't have to. They know. They'll know when it's somebody that they need to bite. Don't ask me how, but they just know. They just know. A random stranger could walk into you with some of them. Now, some of them just will bite any stranger, but some of them, a lot of them, and some of them won't bite nobody. But most of them, we're talking majorities. Obviously, there's outliers in each direction, but most of them, even a random stranger can walk into your yard as long as he don't got bad intentions. They ain't gonna bite him. But if somebody walks in that yard with bad intention or touches or tries to mess with your truck and with bad intentions, they're not just gonna bite him though. They gonna try to hurt him.
Yeah.
Now I had this chick that she's sitting right here next to me, my baby. Her name's Pepper. She was in the back of my truck, and some hobo. No, he might not have been a hobo. He might have just been a trashy individual. Was looking into my truck and then looks back and she lay down in the back of my truck. And so I guess he didn't see it. And she came up and he went to reach down to grab something. I don't know what he was going to grab, but he went to reach down. And she grabbed that arm and just went to shaking and let go. And and I walk out the store, I hear, "Your dog's biting me. Your dog. I said, "Man, I promise you she ain't bite you for no reason." And he was strung out on something. I don't know what. And he looked at me and he said, I don't care. And just ran off. I'm talking just ran it off. And I'm talking, he was bleeding good because there's blood on the side of the truck. And I'm just sitting there with my Dr. Pepper in my hand outside this store, just absolutely baffled. Yeah. I had no idea what was going on. But, they just know,
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's amazing what dogs can do. A story from when I was a kid, it wasn't even a cur dog or anything. It was just, we had a rough collie, a lassie dog, and we had somebody banging on the door. It was the middle of the night. My dad was in the Navy. My dad was out to sea. So just my mom and me and my sister, and I was a baby. Like, I don't remember this. My parents have told me this story, and guy come banging on the door saying, "Oh, my car broke down." This is all before cell phones. Can I use your phone? Something like that. And that dog would not let my mom anywhere near the door. He got between her and the door and would not let her open it. And turns out they went down the next house or two or something and ended up barging in and robbing the people.
Wow.
And so it's just amazing what dogs, they can sense it.
That's right, exactly. They can sense it. They just know. I mean, if my dog don't like you, I'll be honest with you, I don't like you. I mean, if I've had a couple girls come to my house and my real lady Pepper here, not like them, and I'm talking, she did not like them. There was this one girl, and I mean, she was just a pretty thing. Now she was a looker too, and and she walks in my house, and as soon as she walked in Pepper was in her bed in my room. And as soon as she walks in her house, here comes Pepper with her ears perked up and her tail flying high, and her hair up, and she's just low growling. And I'm like, "What is your problem? Go on, dog, you stupid dog. Go on. Can't you see I'm in the middle of something here?" And I get to talking, and we're sitting down talking, and she's just sitting right in front of this girl. and just looking at me and looking at her, and then every now and then would just let her and just look at her and then look back at me, not growling, and look back at her and after about 30 minutes of that, I was like, "Yep, let me put her up in the room." So I put her up in the room, and I'm sitting there, and I was talking to her a little bit longer, and I just couldn't do it, man. I'm like, there's something I can't see is going on here. And I looked at her, I said, man, that food we ate is really getting to my stomach.
Yeah.
And called her to send her home, you know.
Yep. Didn't pass the test.
No, I mean, if she don't like you, I don't like you.
Yep. It's crazy. That's for sure.
Yes, sir. That's like that story you told me reminded me of a story my grandpa used to tell all the time. He had this is a gyp. She was one of the foundation dogs that, well, I wouldn't say she was one of the starter dogs, but she was, everything we have goes directly back to her.
Mm-hmm.
Her name was Sally, and my mama actually was getting picked up to go to prom. I think it might have been homecoming. It was prom, I think, homecoming or prom, one of them dances.
Yeah.
And the boy knocks on the door, and as he came through that door, she jumped up and caught him in the face.
Oh.
Well, she didn't catch it. She bit him in the face.
Yeah.
And he went concussion. And anyways, long story short, my grandpa ended up patching him up, and they went to the prom. And he was he definitely wasn't a looker that night, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she did not like him.
Yeah.
But I promise you, my mama got home by curfew that night, though.
Yeah. I bet. He knew what his fate was if he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't want that dog to get back on him.
Grandpa was just gonna turn the dog loose back on him.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention back then, my grandpa probably had close to 100, 150 head of dogs.
Oh, jeez.
So he probably figured he had a lot of dogs he could send after him.
Yep.
He didn't have enough bullets for all the dogs he had after him.
Yep.
Not to mention, my grandpa wasn't. I wouldn't want you, especially back in his day. You wouldn't really want to. He was a little joker, but I wouldn't want to fight him. I'll tell you that. I wouldn't want to. But
so the other day when we were talking, you were telling me that you work cows for a living, right?
I work on a ranch, yes, sir.
And you get to utilize your dogs a lot.
Yes, sir.
So, which do you tend to favor? Like you said, you work your mountain curs and your cracker curs, both. Which ones do you feel do a better job?
I'd say the cracker curs are definitely a better cow dog.
Okay.
By far, not even close. But that's because these mountain curs haven't been used in that in God knows how long.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's definitely by far the cracker curs when it comes to that. And the cracker curs and with hogs, they're different. They're not the same. We're not going to use them as in the same niche. They're not in the same niche as a mountain cur.
Okay.
Like you're never going to have a mountain. Well, let me say not never, but most of the time your mountain cur ain't going to be straight catch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we use a lot of run and catch dogs, you know.
Why is that?
Well, these hogs are hunted so hard down here that they just go and go and go and go. You got to have something. Even our mountain curs are rough. All our dogs are rough dogs, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most of our mountain curs, if there's two of them in the day, I don't care how big he is, they're probably going to hang him.
Okay.
You know? So, but they just, you got to have something with some grit over here because they're just pressured so hard, and they've been so used to just running and running and running because everybody hog hunts around here, you know.
Yeah. That's not something I've done a lot of. I've went once. Really enjoyed it, but we just don't have hogs where I'm at, and so it's not something I've really been able to do much of.
Yeah, it's really fun when you're running into a bait and get to leg a nice boar hog, you know.
Hmm.
That's fun. um, but you know, it's just like everything else. As long as I don't care, I'm in it for the. Now, obviously, I use dogs to work cows. I need that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I'm going to work cows, and also I do a little bit. I went the other day to work cows with my buddy, just on his property, you know. And I'll go work cows. It's just, you know, I work my dog, you know.
Hmm.
So there's a lot of different things. As long as they're getting worked, that's all that matters. You know, I don't care what you're working them on.
Hmm.
I mean, I just want to work. And truthfully, I'm in it for the dogs. I like to go hog hunting here and there. And don't get me wrong, I love to run into a bay. But, you know, I, I wouldn't say that I would do it all the time if I didn't have dogs,
Yeah.
you know. And not to mention, even if I had dogs, if somehow I could find a somehow for this could never happen, but say I didn't have to actually go hunting and they got work,
Yeah.
I wouldn't go hunting that much. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, I enjoy raising some puppies and trying having an end goal, you know, and trying to get to that goal, which is a perfect dog, and knowing you're never gonna make it there.
That's for
You know,
sure.
I'm a I hate to say it because it sounds wrong, but I like breeding dogs and raising puppies and seeing them turn into good dogs. You know,
No, I mean,
that's what I like.
I think a lot of people that raise dogs, they like seeing that whole progression. Like, you start from the parents to raising a litter of puppies and seeing them as little bitty babies, and then get a little bit older, and then actually working them and getting them to accomplish the goal that you have for them, whether that's cows or hogs or train a coon, whatever that is.
Yes,
And
sir.
so I think a lot of people that have raised their own dog, have raised their own, would agree with you. That's, starting from mom and dad to a finished coon dog or a finished hog dog or a finished cow dog, you know, is
Or-
is really fulfilling.
Yes, sir. I mean, there ain't nothing, and it's also, I mean, with these dogs, it's like Forrest Gump says, it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
So you have no idea when you breed a litter of puppies. I could breed a red ringneck dog to a red ringneck dog and get every color you could possibly think of out of these dogs.
Hmm.
You know, I mean, out of the cracker curve, and you know, I mean, that's cool. You know,
Yeah.
that's fun. You be walking in and you wake up that morning, like, oh, I think it was storming last night. I bet you she had them puppies. Uh, Run out there and you got, oh man, I didn't think I was gonna get a brindle one out of this litter.
Yep.
You know,
Oh,
like
I
just
know exactly
that.
what you mean. Just happened to me with this litter of puppies I had born. So,
Yes, sir. What you have?
so they're 3/4 leopard hound, quarter plot hound, and
What they look like?
I've got a little bit of everything. We've got uh, one that's probably going to end up being like a buckskin looking dog.
Oh, that's cool.
There was a black and tan pup, and unfortunately he didn't make it. Um, there's two black with brindle trim females. There's and then everything else is merle, but various colors of merle. We've got red. We've got I'm pretty sure two of them are going to be like brindle merle, and then two which are like blue merle.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, that sounds like a litter we'll have. You know, there
Yep.
ain't no telling. There is no telling what you're gonna get,
Yep.
and that's fun. You know, it's fun.
Hmm.
You can't tell me that ain't fun. I mean,
Oh yeah.
that's one reason why, I could never get into raising blackmouth. I don't want to raise a litter and every single time, knowing for a fact, I'm going to get a yellow dog with a black mouth.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I don't think that's the best. That's everybody each own, but I just don't think that's a very good looking dog. I mean, he worked, obviously, if I got one like that and he worked out, I don't mind it. I had a beautiful one though, but that was that color. That was a cracker dog. He was beautiful. Man, he was pretty. And he was yellow, but he was pretty not because of his color. He was pretty because of the way he was built.
Hmm.
But,
No, I get exactly what you mean. Something like a black and tan or a red bone. It's like every time you breed it, puppies are going to be exactly the
yeah,
same.
what?
You're gonna get black and tan puppies, or if you're breeding black and tans, you got red bones, you're gonna get red puppies. So
Not to mention, you're only getting one color every time. But if you do get a color, you're not excited. You're pissed. Man, you ain't
something
happy.
ain't right.
You're sitting, something ain't right there. Okay. That's you're not. You can't even get excited about it. You're sitting there rethinking your whole bloodline.
Yep.
If you get a new one. So it's just. I mean, that each his own. You do you, but I like a little flavor in my life.
Nah, that's one thing I do like about the leopards that I have is you get some color. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and people want. Oh, you just like kill you. Man, I'm sorry that I like a good dog, but I would love for him to also be pretty. Man,
Yep.
I mean,
Exactly.
I'm sorry, man. If I have two really, really good dogs and one of them's pretty and one of them's but ugly, I'm gonna pick that pretty one every time.
Yep. And especially when they're little puppies, it's real hard to pick. I mean, there's certain things you can look for, but it's hard to pick the best puppy.
Mm-hmm.
At 8 weeks old. I've
Yep.
I've talked to a lot of different people, and I've been told by a lot of people like I never end up with people that breed dogs, and like I never end up with the best one. It's just like it's the luck of the draw, really.
Yeah. And I mean, my biggest thing, what I try to do is, and I'm not the best by no means, but when I look at it, I like to raise I don't like to go out and buy a puppy and pick them because I can't just going out there and seeing them for 2 hours. I can't pick which one's the best.
Yep.
How much? I've only watched them for 2 hours. Puppies change in the flip of a dime. Tomorrow, that puppy can act completely different.
Yep.
Even if he was left in the same place. So when I'm raising puppies, I spend a boatload of time just sitting there watching them, not even messing with them. I'm telling you, I'll spend hours just sitting out there watching them, and I take notes. Every little thing I'll write down. Puppy 2 is, or ring, usually it's not numbered. Usually it's, I'll have some sort of cue on them,
Yeah.
Black ringneck puppy. Black ringneck male was yesterday, and all the other days he might have been acting amazing, but today he was acting a little bit jumpy. I'm looking at whichever dog's the most consistent throughout, from the moment his eyes crack open. Whichever puppy is the most consistent has been consistently in those top 3 of what I'm looking for of acting wise. And obviously he has to have the build in the state and all that and blah, blah, blah. But the main thing is, if I breed a litter, all of them are going to be pretty, you know what I mean? 99% of the time, they're all going to be up to my standards come build time and all that. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's changes. But as a good breeder, you hear a lot of people talking about culling hard. I've raised 10 puppies, I cull 8 of them. Well, you need to start breeding better dogs. Because they might not be up to may not be up to my standards, but I promise you they'll make a good working dog for somebody. Just because it ain't up to my standards doesn't mean it ain't up to Billy down the road standards.
Yeah.
And it could still be a good hog dog. You know what I mean? It could still be a good hog dog. But, so I don't cull very many. I don't have to cull very many. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't breed everything and I don't keep everything.
Yeah.
But as of one, when I have a litter, I'm not having to cull a whole bunch of puppies, is what I'm saying.
Well, that's good.
I'm looking at which puppy has consistently been in my top 3 every single day from the moment his eyes cracked open. Which ones consistently act the best? Because at the end of the day, no matter how he looks, blah blah blah, I'm looking at intelligence and the way that dog and how he acts as a puppy. You know what I mean? That's what I'm really focused on, is how that dog acts.
Yeah.
I want a bold puppy. I want a puppy that ain't scared of nothing. I don't want one that's always growling at his litter mate. And I want one that's focused on, not worried about what he's not following the other puppies around. He's making his own decisions. He's focused on, and when I get in that pen, he's focused on me. He's wanting, all he cares about is me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm looking for. And I'm looking for one that consistently has been like that every single day. It has been, what I'm saying is, whichever puppy has acted the most consistently good is the one that I'm going to choose.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's not a foolproof method.
No.
You know, you still never know. That's why I like to keep them. If it was up to me, I'd keep a whole litter until they're 8 months old.
Yeah.
If I had all the money in the world, but I don't, sadly.
I completely understand. And I think most guys that raise their own would agree. If in a perfect world, that's what they would do.
Yeah. Shoot, in a perfect world, I'd probably end up keeping every one of them. I mean, it's already hard enough for me. I already almost want to cry every time I get rid of a puppy. I mean, especially the good ones. Now, some of them, I'll be like, please get him away from me.
Yep.
But, you know, I mean, sometimes it is hard. It is really hard sometimes.
Yep.
Especially when you know that dog's going to be something, but you just don't got the space for him. You keeping this brother.
Yep. 100%. Now, you got any good stories for us of working these dogs?
I got one. There was a hurricane last year. I can't remember which one. There was a couple of them. There's like 3 of them back to back that hit us last year. And we never get hit on this part of Florida. But something about last year, we got hit hard. Well, but a hurricane hit, and it was just flooding for like 3 straight days, like just drenched, just heavy downpours. And Florida already has heavy downpours, so for a Florida boy to say it was heavy rain, it was heavy rain.
Yeah.
All right. And we had, my buddy had some cows to get out, and I had a dog named Crack Baby. He was a mountain cur, and he was with me because I couldn't keep it. He was crazy, man. He earned the name Crack Baby. He was just crazy, man. Anyways, so I'm on a 4-wheeler with him, and I'm going to we're trying to get, and he would work the cow good. He was a good cow dog. Or he is a good cow dog. And we get down in this bottom, and I've never seen a flash flood before, you know. But I'm down in this bottom where these cows are in this kind of swamp, and I go to move this, and he took off in there to them cows. And I go to move this log out of the way so I can drive back in there farther. And I move the log back away, and I turn around, and there's about probably, it looked like 2 feet, but in reality, it was probably like 10 inches of water.
Okay.
But when you're out there in the rain and you're seeing something like that,
yeah,
and it was just flowing. It was like you broke a dam, just flowing down that across, and you saw it. And I'm like, oh my God, I had never seen a flash, like only on TV. I was like, I thought it was bull crap. I didn't think that they actually were like that, you know?
Yeah.
And it was just flowing, man. And I get on that 4-wheeler, and I haul my butt in there, and finally it got to a point where bad. I was like, yeah, I need to get out of here before I mess around and die.
Yeah.
So I got up out of there, and I'm like, man, I hope that dog makes it. And all of a sudden, I see him come out, and he's just pushing two of them cows out, and just acting like it was nothing, pushing them cows out. And then one of them breaks and has to go back in there. And that joker stops and looks at me like he was just fed up, man. He stopped and looked up at me like he was fed up, and then turned around, hauled butt, and caught that cow, and turned her around and pushed her right back. And that was it, man.
Nice.
It was something.
Well, that's pretty cool, and it sounds like you got some really good dogs in them. Maybe one of these days I'll get down there in Florida to see them.
Well, I wouldn't say really good. They're pretty good coals, I guess you could call them.
There you go. So
they suit me just fine, and that's all that matters.
Exactly. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. I've enjoyed it.
Yes, sir. I enjoyed it. You give me a call whenever you want.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Sir, have a good one.
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Tree Talking Media. And until next time, keep them talking in the timber.